Hi there, this is Suzanne Wagner. Thank you so much for joining me. Just letting everybody know that I'm trying to do a shift between constant contact and using my mind body scheduler in order to do my newsletters and my daily aspirations. It's becoming a little bit of a glitch and a problem. So if you get emails that you don't want, that's my mistake, just so you know. I'm trying to get everything to align properly. And so let me know, and I will try and figure out how to separate some lists, but the system seems to be working against me at the moment. So just know that I'm doing a shift, and bear with me, and please feel free to let me know if you're on a list that you don't want to be on. And you can also, if there's an unsubscribe at the bottom of the newsletter or the daily aspirations, if you want to do that and just unsubscribe. So we're going to do the numerology and the astrology for September 26th, 2020. If you add all those numbers together, you actually get the number 21. And if you add the 1 and the 2 together, you actually get the number 3. The number 3 is the number of positive mind. And it is a little bit like a roller coaster. So one of the metaphors I use for it is like a duck on the water. It's kind of going up and down. And, how do you figure out how to not react to that constant up and down? And I like to think of it be like a duck on the water. The duck doesn't care if it's up or it's down. And so today, you begin to see what a crazy ride this is going to be. Just remember, I did warn you, and it will get worse before it gets better. So you need to find your center, because the skies are stormy and the waves are gaining in height and very choppy. But you are not alone, and that should make you feel better. Everyone is in the same ocean, just on a different boat. Some boats are better able to handle such intense weather. Others will sink. And in this storm, you will not be able to rescue everyone, though it is human nature to try. We all believe in an elusive potential. Like I have said over and over again, no one is going to get their ideal. The storyline of this moment is set for a collision of perception. The conflict has been unleashed, and it will not go away anytime soon. Hope you are in a stable boat, and just do what you can to maintain buoyancy during this process. The astrology today. The moon moves into Aquarius as you are sound asleep. You wake up feeling better energy, stimulated to work as a team for the greater good. Perhaps it is because you are a bit emotionally detached, and that gives you a chance to be refreshed and to look at things with different eyes. The moon squares Uranus, and it can make you more stubborn and want to go your own way. But that strangely frees you up and makes you have choices and decisions that break you out of that slump. Venus and Chiron are going into the Texas two-step, and they will quincux Pluto early in the day. More and more issues of power, control, insecurity, and jealousy will arise. You are going to have to adjust and take a look at your personal relationships. Fear will try to interrupt your flow, and that temporary disruption can give you some insight into your blind spots if you're willing to see them. My quote for today: the ships set sail in a storm of tears. The winds tear at the sails, revealing their fears. Both sides are not safe and secure. Neither side has all the answers or cure. The battle is brewing. The emotions are stewing. The fates are weaving to those unbelieving. Without eyes seeking in such a moment, certain powers cannot have bestowment. And my blog for today. I've had a major shift in my awareness that I seem to need to share. I see those that continue to play the games of children and choose to be blind, not as any affront in any way to this world or myself, but a simple choice of naive children that are immature and seeking to learn through their mistakes that they are required to do in order to grow. In fact, I now see it as funny. because their choices are beyond ridiculous. Just like a child with no experience and no reference point to gauge success or failure. And while a fledgling mind needs to believe in a person having omnipotent power in order to support their very severe lack of it in a transient process that never lasts. Every leader will either fail or die. That is history. Nothing exists forever in this domain. The only things that remain are those things that come from love, compassion, truth, and sharing. I watch with the humor and insight of a wise old adult watching an immature mind in its endless defense of a thing with no real value, meaning, reasoning, or substance. But just like a child, they want it. They have to have it. They need it to be true, regardless of if it is good for them. It is a puerile attempt to find personal power and to define their value in the world. What they do not understand is that their value to me is beyond question. I honor and value that spark of divinity that is within them more than they do, because they are willing to give. They're willingly giving up that most precious of things away to someone they believe will help define them in their juvenile quest for power and meaning. But again, I know the power they hold. They do not. And I know that their power will never manifest when they give it away to someone who does not value the preciousness of that gift. So today, I laugh out loud at the absurdity of this moment in time. I laugh at the drama that some want to create because they seek some meaning and value within their own position, perspective, ideal, or belief. I am laughing with the knowing and wisdom of all the crazy masters and gurus who saw past the attachments into the game. A game that has no meaning other than the one the player is giving it. So when those people want to argue and pull you into the game, laugh, smile at them with the knowing of an adult to a juvenile having a temper tantrum, and say silently in your mind, that poor child is wandering in fear. That poor child is scared and grasping for meaning. That poor child is lost and confused in a world of so many complex feelings. That poor child is afraid that they do not know who they are or where they belong. That poor child is seeking to know who they are by aligning with illusions rather than substance. That poor child needs to do it this way to grow and to discover how wonderful they really are past the many worlds of attachment that this domain offers. And know that they will find their way without you and without me. Words hold no meaning to a person so attached. You know that the mind is a trap, and the words used are the chains that entreat and ensnare those minds. You cannot stop them from the path that they have stepped upon. You cannot save them from the karmic lessons they are choosing, and that is why you now know you can only smile knowingly. Give them space, love them, and let them walk away. There are two worlds existing in this time and space. Each will play out its own scenario fully to the end. Choose your path. You might believe that there are only two choices, but there are actually three.